Welcome to 3D scatterplots lecture. So here we have a very simple 2D scatterplots consisting of these green and blue colors, which are the circles and triangles. I'm going to be creating a 3D plot similar to this. Alright, so what we need to do is, of course, import the Matplotlib and NumPy modules, but also the MPL toolkits, and we also need to have the notebook here as opposed to the inline. Alright, so I'm going to have fig equals plt.figure, and then I'm going to have two lines here. So just hold either the control or command depending on your operating system. Then we're going to have ax1 equals fig.add subplots. It's going to be 131 for now, and then we'll have projection equals a string 3D, and then of course I'm just going to change this to distinguish it, so 2 and 2 here. Alright, and then I'm going to have some lines here. So we're going to have a total of 6 random methods. So either if you're a PC user, hold the control button, or a Mac user, hold the command button. I'm going to have 5 more tabs. So that's 3 tabs, 4 tabs, 5 tabs, and 6 tabs. np.random.randint 1, 50, and 20. And that's 6. That's great. Okay, then I'm going to have x1 equals, y1 equals, z1 equals, a1 equals, b1 equals, and lastly c1 equals. Okay, so we've got our data, and I'm going to use the scatterplot method 2 times. So I'm going to have the control twice, and ax1.scatter, and we'll change it where need be. So x1, y1, z1, and c for color equals, let's say, reds. Then we'll have marker equals, let's say, caret sign for triangle, and then s equals 250, z there for the position of the initial 3D plots, and then ax1. Excuse me, I need to just change one thing here, and that is I need to have these be A, B, and C, C1 rather, and I'm going to change this to a B for blue, and I'll have this as S for square, and I'll keep the orientations here, these as both Y. Alright, then I'm going to have a legend, so ax1.legend, it's going to be square and triangle, and then font size equal to 14, and we'll just leave it for now. I might change the position if need be. Alright, and I'm going to have plt.show, so it should be good enough to go. I'm going to actually also have an empty 3D subplot, which you'll see in a second, as you can see right now. Alright, so we've got our legend here. If I run this again, it's actually going to change the position of the legend potentially. So just run that. You can see it's moved up this time, so I don't really like the fact that it's moving around. What I'd ideally like is to have the legend here, not just for this one, but also for this subplot that we're going to fill up with some data in the middle here. So what we can do is I'm going to scroll up and modify my code here. So instead of being 131, that means we can have a total of 3 of these subplots here. So 1, 2, and 3. So instead I want to have an empty space here. So I can actually shuffle this particular empty subplot to the right. So I'm going to have a 3 here, and then I'm going to simply copy and paste all this code here, and then I'm going to use that to fill the data in to this particular empty subplots. Alright, then I'm going to have Control and V to paste, and then I'm going to change these to 2s when need be, and here as well. Like so. Okay, and then just delete and 2. Alright, then I'm going to change the colors where need be as well, just to distinguish it. So let's say orange, and then M for Magneta. We'll have, let's say, D for diamonds, and we'll just have O for circle. I'm going to change this here to the X orientation, And then I'm going to have these as, of course, having a circle and a diamond, D for diamonds. And I don't think there's anything else I really need to do here. Oh yeah, I'm going to change the position of the legends in a moment. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I need to do before I run this, otherwise I get an error. Rather not an error, but all of the data will go inside of this single subplot. So what I need to do is change the names here. So instead it's just 1, I need to change this to a 2. Like so. Okay, so I'll give this a run and see what we get as our output. Run that. Okay, great, so we've got all this space here. Now I want to move these two legends, where we have this square and triangle, circle and diamonds, right in the middle here somewhere. So what I can do is have, for the first one, lock equal to, let's say, 1 and 1, see what we get, and then I'll change it when it need be, and also I'll do lock 1 and 1. And that's okay, so that's not great having them in these two positions here. So I'm going to change this to 1.2 and this to, let's say, 0.2. So I want this to be much lower down. And I'm going to have this be, let's say, -1 and 0.5. Okay, that's not too bad. And I'm just going to change this a little bit and move it to the left a little. So -1.2 this time. Okay, that's much better. And what's interesting with having subplots is that you can move one of them and the other one stays stationary. So I click on this pan button here. I should be able to rotate. It will take some time to readjust though. And if you have other applications running or lots of data, it can be quite slow. So you can see it's moving, and this one is still stationary. And of course I can just click on this download icon here, and it generates a new web page here, which I then, if I want to, I can just right click and save image as. Alright, and I'm just going to stop the interaction like so. Okay, so that concludes my lecture on the creating of 3D scatter plots. I hope that's been insightful, and I encourage you to experiment along with it. Okay, thanks very much. Cheers.